welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome to another crucial weekend for Barça and for Xavi. We come into this game against Alaves needing a victory and I think really wanting to go in to this upcoming international break with a positive feeling. We have to get that back. We've got to snatch it back, and that starts right here. We are going to be talking about exactly how we can make that happen, the changes that Xavi could make coming into this game, and of course we all know exactly what we as fans are looking to change. We're also going to have the latest updates on Ansu Fati's injury situation right now, and of course we are going to be discussing whether Ousmane Dembele is set to be left behind once again this weekend. It's all coming up. Everything covered today. Let's do it. But what I do have for you, first of all, guys, is a really exciting announcement because I have teamed up there with the app Sporting, and this right here is a fantastic sports app. You've got all your latest news, all of the live scores, fixtures, tables, all of that good stuff. But there's two very unique features that I love about this app. Number one, player ratings. You can actually there go ahead and rate all of the Barca players, rate the team's performance, and then compare your ratings with the average ratings of other Barca fans. That is a really useful feature, I feel, and that's something that I'm going to use in coming videos. But also, the TalkFCB chats. We have set up there a section within the app where all of us can come together, talk before, after, and of course during Barca matches. It's a really, really awesome community over there right now. So if you do indeed want to get involved and join in with the fun, please make sure you follow the link in the description down below, because that will take you there directly to the TalkFCB section where our community can expand even further. But look, guys, coming into this weekend, there's one thing that's straight away in this video that I really do want to do, and that is basically say it's not all doom and gloom right now, because I know that yesterday we talked about a lot of what needed to change, and I completely stand by that. You know, we have issues, we know the problems that we have, and we know the things that we must try and solve as soon as possible. But what I also want to say is, it's not all bad right now. We have still in this team some fantastic players, and especially fantastic young players. I saw photos yesterday of Nico Gonzalez after the defeat against Athletic Club. Look at him there. He's absolutely gutted. And you just know these youngsters, they're going to keep fighting. They are going to keep working every single day to get us back up there again. And they're going to keep improving too. Not only Nico, but you think of Pedri, the way that he played in the game against Athletic. We got so many good players. And I also have to say, I do feel for Ferran Torres, who scored an absolute wonder goal. His first Barcelona goal. It was a stunning strike. But the problem is, with everything that happened after that goal, it kind of went under the radar. Nobody's really talking about that moment. So all that means, Ferran, is that you need to do it again. You've got to come into this game, score another goal, and we will be sure to fully celebrate that one, because that was an absolutely incredible sign of things to come from him. But what we do also have to do is address the current news, because I want to talk now about Ansu Fati, because originally it was rumoured that maybe it would be 4 to 6 weeks out injured. That would have been in itself a big blow for Ansu, suffering a relapse there of his previous hamstring problem. But now it's actually gotten worse, because now we're talking not about an injury layoff, but about more surgery for Ansu Fati. Because apparently there, Dr. Ricard Pruna, back at the club now advising, of course, on the medical side, he has said to Ansu Fati that he feels it will be best for him if he did undergo surgery to fix and fully sort out this hamstring problem. If he were to go under the knife, he would miss between 3 to 5 months of action. It would be a very lengthy layoff. It's very possible that that would be Ansu's season over. And of course, that would be a very difficult decision to actually make, to actually commit there to the surgery. But what I would say is, if there's a chance there to go away, get that surgery, properly heal that problem, and be guided there by somebody who really does know what he's talking about in Dr. Ricard Pruna, probably, even if it means a bit more time off. And it really is heartbreaking, but I would take that, rather than once again Ansu maybe spending 4 to 6 weeks out, coming back again, and then apparently there would be a high chance of another relapse. We can't have that again, because apparently right now Ansu Fati, he's broken. He is feeling so down, so hurt. This latest setback has really hit him hard, and that is why, guys, we've got to support him right now. I know that he's frustrated. I know these injuries, of course, they're not what we needed and they're not what we wanted, but Ansu is feeling that more than anyone right now, and apparently he is asked, along with his family, for 48 hours to decide whether to indeed undergo that surgery. Apparently the final decision there will be made by Monday, and we will know for sure then if Ansu is going to undergo that surgery. But I really do feel for him right now. We've got to get behind him, we've got to support him, do whatever needs to be done to get this exceptional young player back out on the field and 100% fit. All we can do is hope. But of course, I also do want to talk about Ousmane Dembele, who is also not in action for Barca right now, but for very, very different reasons. And I think you knew that as soon as we lost to Athletic, there was going to be some people that said, you know what, was it Dembele's absence that caused us to lose in that game? And I don't think we lost because we didn't have Dembele, unless he has some sort of hidden defensive qualities that I wasn't aware of. But I think, of course, there is going to be the question of, well, would Dembele have caused more of a threat to Athletic's defence? But in fairness, you look at some of the comments here, one from Hristo Stoichkov, who is a true Barca legend. He came out and actually said, Xavi, well done. Your treatment of Dembele has been absolutely spot on. And he actually called there on the president, Joan Laporta, to show Dembele the door because of his disrespect to Barca. And Stoichkov says that Dembele never ever understood the club in the first place. Meanwhile today, Xavi in his press conference did confirm that nothing has changed when it comes to Dembele. He said, right now, I see Dembele as relaxed, as calm, but he said he knows he's got to decide his future. He knows how it's going to work right now, given everything the club has said, the stance that we have taken. And although Dembele did train this morning, it is very, very unlikely that he is going to be involved with the team tomorrow. And it is interesting that now there are some rumours that Dembele's agent has requested with the club a brand new meeting to take place next week. Now let's not forget that over the past few days, Dembele and his agent there didn't even respond to the club. They didn't even enter into the final negotiations before, of course, that Wednesday deadline. But now, given the action that we've taken, given that Dembele is out of the team, out of the picture, suddenly now the agent wants the meeting, and we'll have to wait and see that next step. But of course, guys, looking at the game itself, and especially looking towards the starting lineup, we all know the kind of changes that we would like to see from Xavi tomorrow. And I did think it was interesting in his pre-match press conference that he was actually asked about the veteran players, about the fact they've had a big part of his team. Is he planning on changing that anytime soon? And Xavi's answer, I feel, was interesting in different ways, because he said, when things don't go well, the criticism always goes the way of the veterans. He said their commitment, I feel, is maximum, but he said until now, it's not as though we've got many alternatives. He said, my decision on who plays is going to be based on performances, but I think that line there is very interesting. Of course he's going to back the veterans, of course he's going to support them in the public eye, but he clearly says, we don't really have too many other options, and that is the feeling that I get right now, and I spoke about it yesterday. We do want to replace the likes of Piqué, Busquets, Alba. We know that, it's very, very clear, but it's about finding the right players and actually replacing them with somebody of better quality. Now, Xavi said that in January, the club are very much still in the market looking to bring somebody in. And Xavi also said he was very, very firm. He said, I've been speaking with Mattia Almani, with Jordi Cruyff, and he said, I've been very clear with the club on what I feel I need. In this team, the players that I need. And I think that's what we have to do. We've got to try and bring people in. We've got to try and give Xavi the options that he needs to make that change. And I also wonder as well, with the registration now of Nico Gonzalez as a first-team player, could that open the door for the likes of Alejandro Balde, maybe even Mika Marmo? Because with Nico now as a first-team player, there's one crucial extra spot available in the team for a B-team player. But okay, moving on to the lineup ahead of Barca against Alaves. What kind of lineup are we going to see? What kind of realistic lineup can we expect? Well, it's going to be Ter Stegen in goal. We all know that. And I think at right back, it's still going to be Dani Alves. We are playing him an awful lot. I really do feel as though we're stretching him and really pushing him right now to the maximum. But the reason that I wouldn't play Dest there is because, honestly, play him at left back. Right now, I do not want to see Jordi Alba in the team against Alaves. I don't believe that any player who's put in a performance like that, like he did in midweek, they shouldn't play the next game. You cannot reward that performance with another start. So I think we have to take whatever measure possible here. Dest has put in some solid displays at left back. He's pretty much the only option that's really possible unless you do want to start Balde. So Dest would start for me in that area with Alves at right back. At centre back, as I said yesterday, it's difficult really in that area right now to change too much. We're not exactly blessed with options, so I would stick there with Araujo and also with Piqué at centre back. But then in midfield, it also gets complicated, because coming into this game, we've got no Xavi. He is going to be suspended there, serving his one-match suspension after the red card, of course, that he picked up against Granada. So Xavi not going to be involved tomorrow. And I would also look at Pedri, and I would say, given what we've seen with Ansu, given the problems that we're having here with players coming back from injury, I wouldn't risk him from the start. Given the fact that we played extra time there just a few days ago, he clearly was very close to an injury, and I would not risk him from the start here, right before an international break, when he's going to have more and more time to recover. So because of that, I do believe that it is still going to be Busquets in midfield. I think alongside him, you've got to have Nico, you've got to have Frankie, and that's a good enough midfield there. That is good enough quality in the midfield area to beat and control a game against Alaves. And then up front, again, we are not blessed with options. If there's no Dembele, there's going to be no Memphis Depay either, it looks like. So Ferran Torres is going to start once again on the right-hand side. Hopefully, like I say, he can follow up with another goal in this game. Abde, most likely from the left. But the big news, and honestly, very welcome news, Luke de Jong is going to be back. He is going to lead our line. And we need goals. We need goals from him. And hopefully he continues where he left off. And I do think right now, guys, this is such an important game, such an important weekend for Barca. When you look at the league table, we need the points. There is no time like the present to be picking up 3 points and putting pressure on those around us. We need to start challenging and mounting a fight for that top 4 position. Let's get in there sooner rather than later. Many of you guys, though, good to see that you are still confident coming into this game. 62% of you believe that Barca will have the edge over Alaves, and many of the channel members, they're saying, look, we can definitely do this, we can win this game, but we need to see a few changes, we need to see a few things tweaked there by Xavi in order to get that edge back, in order to give the team a bit of freshness, and I think that is certainly what is needed. And I do hope we see here and there a few different things in the lineup tomorrow, and I am going to opt, yes, for a Barcelona win. It's going to be hard fought, it may be slender, but I'm going to go Barca 2, Alaves 1, goals from Ferran Torres and Luke de Jong. But guys, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Really hoping that we can get back on track, that we can get that positive feeling back. And like I say as well, really looking forward to seeing all of you guys over on Sporting. It's a great app and I'm really, really excited about the community there. Thank you indeed for watching and for all of your support. Let's go into tomorrow and let's hope we see something better. I will see you, of course, for the match review. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.